Welcome to Board in Ohio. I'm solo today. I'm going to be giving you my reaction review of the film The Drama. This was written, directed by Christopher Borgli, who is a Norwegian writer director. He also did the film Sick of Myself and one of the films I very much liked, which was a Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage. If you haven't seen that, I recommend that film very much. I have no idea what to recommend about this one. I have very mixed feelings over this. This film stars Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. This film starts out with a very odd stalker vibe by Charlie, who is Robert's character, uh, which begins at some kind of coffee house. And you see Charlie walk in, and immediately there's Zendaya's character, Emma, who is reading a book, enjoying a coffee. And I don't know, there's something about the way he's portraying himself. You can't quite tell if he's been stalking Emma for like quite some time, if he followed her into the coffee shop shortly after, just trying to get the nerve to come up and speak to her, or if this was completely random and he came in and he just happened to notice this woman he found attractive and feels the urge that he needs to start up some kind of conversation with her. Anyway, Charlie gets his coffee and goes and sits down. As he passes Emma, he notices that she's reading a book. And then when Emma gets up, I assume to go refresh her coffee, he rushes over and takes a quick picture of the book so he can go back and research what it is real quick and get some kind of gist about what, roughly the book is about that she's reading. So he's got a topic of conversation to start with her. Like I said, all very weird stalker vibes. But anyway, he eventually gets up the nerve after he does a little very quick research and goes over and tries to talk to her. She's not reacting at all, one way or another, to him. And then he starts to get not really offended, but kind of embarrassed by it all. And then as he's basically trying to explain himself that he was just trying to say he liked the book, Emma then looks to the right and notices there's somebody standing next to her talking to her. And she points out the fact that she's deaf in that ear and she's got an AirPod in the other one. And that's why she had no idea that he was talking to her. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. They start dating. This is all very short. And then all of a sudden, bam, this is when the real film starts. It's 48 hours until the wedding day. And that evening, they are doing a wine tasting with a couple of, the bridesmaid and his best man, which I think the two of them were a couple as well, if I remember correctly. And for some odd reason, it comes up the topic that they should all agree to share the worst thing that they've ever done in their lives. Like what we all would want to do. And that's really what this film is all about, is what Emma's character didn't do. This film is all about a what if scenario. I mean, she thought about it. She planned this thing, but she didn't do it. And yet that's the crux, that her soon to be husband and her two very close friends, if not her best friend, I would assume best friend made it on her. They all can't seem to cope with this for some reason. And I'm trying to tell you, I don't know how I would cope with it either. I think that's the whole point. Anyway, everyone's all kind of weirded out about it. Some of them are upset about it, like very angry. And what she didn't actually do is what causes this enormous amount of tension throughout the rest of the film and this spiraling effect between Charlie and Emma. and whether he can cope with it or just get over it or not and call the wedding off. And also, what did the bridesmaid and the best man even want to participate in said wedding if it was to continue and actually happen? This is the whole movie. Now this film has some really odd and sometimes shocking editing. Sometimes it's a flash to the past where it's an actual, you get some motion, some video footage which actually shot of Emma, who's played by a younger actress, portraying again what she didn't do. But there's also some editing flashes which you can't tell whether they are flashbacks, something that's foreshadowing, maybe something that Quentin put together for one of his films, and some of it's happening now, some of it's about to happen, some of it did happen, some of it didn't happen. You're just left very confused all the time. And I'm sure that that was actually the whole point of Christopher's story that he was trying to tell here is one, this is a film that's going to bring up a topic of conversation that you can have many times over with many different people on how would you feel about this? What would you do? And I honestly can't tell you whether I enjoyed or I really hated this movie. Again, I have really mixed feelings at times and at placements about what was going on and what they were showing and what was real or what wasn't real. But you find yourself wondering again, the idea of what Emma didn't actually do, but almost did, is a debate about whether her friends and her fiance are overreacting or whether they're justified and they just can't cope with it. But how do you, as the outsider looking in, feel about it? And how would you react to this situation? Zendaya and Robert are both excellent in this film, great acting in it. But I just can't give you an honest opinion of whether or not I even liked the film or whether it was a waste of an hour and 40 minutes. And maybe that's why I find this film also so intriguing because I'm still processing it 3 days later. Oh, and the way that this film ends, it just ends. It's like you will sit there at the ending, and as it cuts to black and then the end credits, you're going to feel like you were just pulled out of some trance in some therapy session and woke up suddenly and were like, oh, I guess it's done. Must be time to leave now. This film is not an FCT, specially cut turd for those new viewers. Yet I can't give you some high praise and suggestion to sit down and take it in, and yet I really kind of want you to. So you can leave me some comments below and tell me your thoughts about this. Tell me what you think you would do in that situation or not do, because it's not that big of a deal, but it is a big of a, it is a big, I mean, it is, uh, you know what, just watch it, people. Tell me what you think. Tell me your thoughts on what you would do. And don't forget to like and subscribe.